Hey, it's Luke83 here, and I'm going to show you some more of MAPVIEW 2. Now, I am using version from November 16, 2019. So that's the version I'm using. That's version 3.6.0. Okie dokie. So here we have a map, as you can see here. I've got it already loaded up. This map has basically a view screen. As you can see here, we have a list of all the tiles that map is allowed to use. Over here we have our top view screen where, as we go around the map, if I just click on this grid over here, as you can see here, I click on that, this block has only a floor object specified, the others are actually empty. As if I go to this guy, you can see here he's got a floor and an object. If I go to this guy here, you can see he's got a floor and a north wall is used. If I go to this guy, he's got a floor and a west wall. So as you can see, each map is made up of every block is made up of 4 different objects, or up to 4 objects. So what you can do in MapView, I'll just show you some few things on this map before we break it. If I press Control Z, so once I click on this window, if I press Control Z, I can actually make the map bigger. Let's do 20 by 20. As you can see now, instead of having a 10 by 10 square, I got 20 by 20. I could then, if I wanted to, copy and paste on here. As you can see, you got this thick black line every 10, which makes it a bit easier to see where you're at. Also, you've got this grid down here, this X, Y, and Z coordinate, or CR and L, if you will. You can do the same on the other level. So because I've got those other lines, I can easily see that, yep, that's a 10, that's a 10, and that's a 10. And now I've got 4 of these beautiful maps, which will never make it into my game, but anyway, for training purposes, this is what we're playing with. I can then also Control Z and put it back to what it was originally, and it's still happy. I'm just going to save that there. So right now I've got all these tiles loaded up. If you want to see what they're coming from, edit tile. These are the tiles. These are the MCD sets over here that are available in my test environment. As you can see, I have 10 million files in here. Each one of these loads up a different tile altogether, tile set I should say. So right now I'm using under G3, under G water, under G base S, under G base S2. You get the idea. The sequence of these is critical. If I've got a map that looks like this, as you can see here, if I go in here and then change it, I say, hey, no, I want him to be in the last order, and jump out. Okay, that was you see my doors disappeared. It's because I changed the sequence, so it's just counting, you know, from 0, 1 all the way through to whatever tile I'm up to, 251. So now the door's there still. Well, there's an object there, but it's now pointing to something else. So you got to keep your MCDs in the correct order. You can't just go mixing and matching. Also, it's for me, I find it good practice. If I'm doing a cave set, I keep all these MCDs the same right through. If I've got to do something different, like this set here, as you can see here, they use different MCDs. Now I can mix these together in OpenXCOM, but I can't mix them together in MapView. And that's because of the 256 tile limit. So right now I'm at 250. So I could safely add another, 5 objects to this map set if I needed to, without getting errors and having all sorts of other issues. If you need to exceed that numbers, the best way to do it is, hey, make a map block with the objects you want here, and then make another map block with the other objects you want, and then in OXC merge them together. It's the easiest option. Other things on here, as you can see, I can zoom. We'll just go down a look at a few things. Because I'm in MapView 2, I can turn off the walls. So if you're trying to see, I'm just going to leave the floor on. If I'm trying to see what's happening on the map without all the extra objects, I can turn these unwanted ones off. So I can say, hey, just show me the walls on both sides. Just show me the content. Just by changing these on and off. So I'm just going to put them all back on. Just be aware that they are there. Also, they got some tests here. which will tell you if you've placed an object in the wrong spot. So, for example, you can see these big rocks here. Now, they're meant to be in the content option. If I go, no, I want it on the floor, technically that's wrong now. In this case, as you can see, it's got the floor drawn on. It's actually fine in game, but you know, if it didn't have that, you'd have a big black line around the rock because it wouldn't have graphics for it. Now, if I run this test, it'll say, hey, that's in the wrong spot. So, what grid's that in? Here, it's in 810L1 test. 810L1 showed up as in, hey, it's in the wrong spot. Now, in this case, it's correct. I'm just gonna grab this guy and put him in to fix it. As you can see here, it's also telling me that these other ones are wrong. Now, they're actually correct. They're actually in the floor sprite. So why is it wrong? Well, it's because I've set the MCD data up wrong. I've got to fix it in my data here. MapView is just going off what it's told. If it's told it's a wall, it thinks it's a wall. If you keep putting it as an object, it just says, hey, you're wrong. And there is times with, especially when you're doing UFOs, that I force things in the wrong spot for certain reasons. You can't do it with doors, but you can do it with some other objects. And that's intentional, but on normal maps like this, you know, you should be sticking to the right thing, and you should be fixing your MCD data, your terrain data, so it actually doesn't show up wrong in here. That's that. Here we also have routes. You can see I've got some routes done. So I've got entry and exits on and off this map block, so we can walk on and off. Aliens can walk on and off from the maps around it. I've got these, see they're dark green. I've got these light green ones, which are also nodes, but these ones are actually spawning things. This one's spawning a large terror unit with a high chance, the highest chance. So that'll spawn every single time. I could put that down to medium, so it spawns every, I don't know, 40%, depending on what the settings are on the game. If I didn't want a terrorist there, I could make it a medic. As you can see, it's that simple. You'll also see these little lines between them. So if I'm on this node, he's got lines going all each way. So he links from this node to 7, 9, 11, and 16. So if I hover over him, there's number 9, there's number 11, there's number 16, and there's number 7. The best way I find is to link them all with the two-way link here. It saves you heaps of time. I'll show you how to do this in a second. Just turn that on and just run with it, basically. So what we're going to do as part of this video is we're going to delete all this stuff. I'm just clicking on them and hitting the delete key on my keyboard. We are going to rebuild this map from scratch, and you're going to watch me do it. Now, at this stage, I'm on the route view. I'm going to switch over to the top view now and do the same with the terrain. The quicker way, I can do the same thing I was just doing by going click on there and hit delete, and it'll delete everything off that grid. As you can see, quickest way is find an empty one and come down and just copy and paste, it's gone. Or option B, over here is your clear button. You can highlight here and say just remove all the floor tiles, just remove all the west walls, just remove all the north walls, and just remove content. So there's two ways of doing this. So we're going to remake this map. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. So I've gone to the screen, Control Z, I'm going to make it 20 long by 10 by 4. So now my map's a little bit bigger. I'm going to select a floor sprite here and say, yep, I want this on the floor. I'll just scroll down. As you can see, I'm scrolling between levels. I think there's an indicator would be nice for that, but I'll mention that to Kev. I'm on the bottom now. I'm going to fill the whole screen using this fill command here. With that, I am then going to build a little raised room. Doesn't have to be pretty. I'm going to switch, so instead of looking for all these sprites, I'm going to switch to floor. So this just shows just the floor objects. So as long as your data is set up correctly, this will work fine. As I showed you earlier, I've got some wrong data, but it'll be good enough. Oh, I meant to do this one up. That's fine, I'll fix that in a second. Don't want those guys. Really don't want square shapes for this. There we go. Let's make it a little bit interesting. Let's fix this. I'm just going to double click here. So when I double click on any object, I'll show you with this. I double click here, it jumps to it over here. So it's a nice easy way to do it. Also, once you double click, you can then use that to populate. So I don't need to go over here if I've already got it on this grid somewhere. I can just say, hey, I want one of those, double click, put it there, and it'll do it for you. Anyway, so we got this up here. Let's chuck some walls on him. Go to the west walls. I'm just gonna highlight this. Now, if this is set up right, I should just hit fill. You can see it's already auto selected the west for me. Hit the fill command. On there, so I'm just right clicking around now on my mouse to quickly place one. I'll switch to the north wall, do the same thing. I'm going to highlight the 4 and then right click all these other guys. Actually, I won't do those ones, so let's move them back. Double click on them to get rid of them. Cool, so as you can see there, I'm just going to zoom in. That's what I got so far. These corners need a sprite to cover them, so there he's there. They usually go on the west wall, as you can see, like that. And I'm missing a wall there. So I'm just going to grab this wall from here and make a copy of it there. And then we're going to chuck these guys on here. So we've got a little half wall, and then I'm going to put a door on. I'm going to use this door. And the benefit of these doors, if you put them 2 by 2 like that, when you go in one, both open up, where it's a nice little thing. If you're doing doors for terror units, which this one isn't, but you get the idea. Let's chuck some windows in. There's a window over here, and a window over there, and a window here. And let's go back to floor and just chuck a roof on this guy. I'm just going to scroll up, paste, I'm just trying to match the shape because it's a little bit of a random shape, as you can see. And that should be it. I'm just scrolling back and forth. Yeah, looks good. Okay, we need some stairs. Just going to keep it simple. Yeah, that's all aligned. And placing some stairs. As you can see, they went in the contents column, which is good. Okay, so we got a little room up there. Let's chuck something in it. Let's chuck a power source in, and a few chairs around it, just for fun. Chair there, and a chair there, and a chair there. Not blocking no windows. That's good. Cool. Let's make this bottom a little more interesting. Let's grab a few of these. Stalactites, is that what they call them? I never remember. Something I should Google occasionally. So I'm just changing some to the thinner version. And I want these thick, so you know you can run your units through it and get some cover. That way the enemy can sneak up and kill you. You know, we all love that. It is XCOM. And while we're here, just for fun, let's put some water on the map. One of them. One of them. One of them. And where's the other guy? There, so I've got a little pool of water now. Let's, okay, you can see that water's in the wrong spot. I gotta fix that guy. I've got a little pool of water. I can grab that guy and put one of them. Am I on anything? Put one of them over here as well. Just for, we like water. You can't go in this water. Also, let's make this water a little bit longer. So I'm just gonna go highlight the both, copy, come down a couple of spots, paste. Let's chuck some little straight ones in between those two pools. I'll just zoom in so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. There we go, so we're just linking this up. And we need one for the other edge. That guy. There we go. Now just to make the map look a little more interesting, I'm just going to chuck some of these dudes around randomly. These are just some ground details to break it up, because it's all very gray. These maps are very gray. It's intentional. It's underground, but yeah, still gray. And there we have a really fast made map, which, you know, needs a bit of polish, but for what we're doing, that's fine. Just go save all. He's now saved. So now if I go another one, come back, you can see he's still there. So now we've done laid out the map how we want it. Let's do the routes. So as I said earlier, chucking on this two-way link makes things so much easier. From there, I just run around the outside, do a few of these. This is controlling where the aliens will walk when they don't know where you are. Once they see you, they switch into their AI and do what they need to do. This is just their how they walk around the map at other times. Also, it controls your spawn points, where the aliens spawn from. So you can see how long that took. That was pretty painless. Connect a few random ones up. I was going to find these stairs. That's the stairs there. Okay. So going up the stairs, in there, into the house, and there's a window over there and a window over there. So we definitely want a few in there. Okay. That's good enough. We'll just connect a few of these guys up. Oh, I'll just delete him. Just want to connect those two, so I'm just going to click on the one I want to go from, and then I'm going to go to him, right click. I'm just auto linking everything because I'm lazy and I build way too many maps to care about the little details. Alright, so now I've got a heap of maps. Let's make some spawn some aliens. So by standard, you usually get more soldiers. I'm just going to flick a few of these on. So I picked it just to spawn small units. I've told it to use soldiers. I've told it I want them to happen, roughly in the middle, 50% of the time. Don't worry about these other guys, unless you're doing base missions, but that's another video. I'm just gonna run around now and just hit paste on a couple. So I'll use copy and paste here. Paste, paste, paste. Why would I do it the hard way like I used to, one by one? Copy and paste is your friend. Paste there. Okay, so I've pasted this one, but no, I want to use him to be engineers. Copy again. Paste, paste, paste. And now, because everyone likes a terrorist, I'm going to make this guy a spawn large terror units 50% of the time. Now the problem with that is, to spawn a terror unit, it's a 2x2 unit, so which means you'll be spawning on the other map. Now, I don't know what that other map's going to have. It could have like walls there or something, so that's not a good spot for him. So best to bring him away from the walls. Just there is fine, because this unit will spawn in here. So if this was a cyber disk, this is the locations he'd take up. So he spawns on this one, but takes up these 4 tiles. Does that make sense? I'm going to do another one over here. So I'm just going to pull him away from the wall just so I know what he's got. I'm just going to copy and paste again. We'll switch him to terrorist 2. Cool. So we have some maps, we have some nodes. We'll just do one more in here. We'll chuck the leader in there. And on a low chance, we'll have a leader. Simple, right? Now at this moment, there's no way for aliens to walk on or off this map. So we need to link this map to the other ones that are going to generate in XCOM. So to do that, we're going to click on here. We've got these little links that aren't used. So as you see, this guy, for example, is linked to 6 and 18, which will be, there's 18 and there's 6. But he's got 3 empty. So he can link up to there if we want to. So this guy, he's got 2 empty. We want to link them up to the outside world. So we want to say, hey, you go east and you go south. And here we want to go, yep, we got 3 empty ones. You go north and you go east. You go north and you go west. You can just go west. That a song from the 80s, go west. And go south. Alright, we can also go, yeah, you can go north from there as well. And just change it up. Now, you can go north from here, in the middle if you want, or doesn't matter. But I like to keep them near the edge. So, that's it. We can, I haven't used these before. So apparently there's no nodes out of bounds, which is good because I've done them all manually. If you go look at the Terror from the Deep vanilla items, you will find nodes out of bounds all the time. And MAPVIEW 2 says, hey, do you want to delete them? And I don't, just because it's vanilla Terror from the Deep. If it was one of my maps, I'd be like, yes, do it. What's the other one they got here? Node ranks. I don't know what that one's for, but that's all good. The other thing I should show you too, if I hold down my left mouse button and scroll, I can drag that node up between levels, so really convenient if you're just modifying a level. Otherwise just come up here and make one as well. I think that's all I got to show you in here. I believe there's a test somewhere that does a count on all these. I just haven't seen where he's got it in here. I'm just going to save all before I do anything stupid. Option configuration. I'm not sure where he's got it hidden. Anyway, there's Scan G view. This is what the map views looks like on Scan G. As you can see, some of my items are not set up correctly for these waters, so I need to fix that in my map view. Yeah, that's the basics of how to create a map in OpenXCom. I showed you where all this is. The only thing I'll show you is I don't like editing these in here at all. I prefer to do it via text file. This is that same map you're looking at, we're just playing with here. So there's the map name, there's the terrains I'm using, that's the category, it's in that civil wall. This is how I do it still. I prefer to do it through text compared to the interface, but you know, each to their own. I'll just show you it's the exact same information. So there's map name, there's the MCDs I'm using and in what order. And that's the path to the files, and you can find this file if you go to your XCOM files. I've got all my hidden mod tools. So if I go in here, MapView 2, settings, and that's it there. Let's open it again. And that has all my maps I'm currently using on it. As you can see, I have a few, but I'm sure others have more. Alright, that's the end of my video. Any questions, hit me up. Thanks.